All right, Discmania. This was actually sent to me 2 weeks ago, and I just completely forgot to bring it up last week. So I want to bring it up now.
Okay.
Discmania selling directly to eBay. They wanted to know our thoughts on it. So this was tweeted out by Russell Disc Golf on Twitter. They said, "What do you think about a manufacturer selling 1 of 10 prototype directly on eBay? I don't know if this account is legit Discmania." And then it has the photo of the eBay listing, and it's the Discmania Cloudstone C-Line prototype Spore. And the user is Discmania Store. At this time, which I don't know what it ended up selling for, but at this time, it was at $767 for this disc with 34 bids. Now, me and you are both in the trading card world, right? There is a little bit of that vibe in disc golf with discs of where, you come out with a disc. I'll say the IO. Let's go, Oliver. He just did another $1.99 to say OH. We got a Buckeye fan here.
Nice.
So the Get Freakies. When we first had the Get Freakies come out, we did a run of blacks. We did 100 black Get Freakies at Memorial without having any idea what was going to happen. We sold them for what we sold them for. I think $24.99 or $21.99, whatever it was. They sold really well. Then we were like, all right, let's do another color. We did orange. We did like 1,000 or 2,000 orange Get Freakies. They sold out after a couple days. It wasn't instant. They sold out after a couple days. People bought them, used them, threw them. And then it turned out to where a non-used orange Get Freaky was going for stupid amounts of money.
Yeah.
We're talking 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times more than what it was originally sold for. Now, if Discraft would have saw that and said like, holy cow, what the heck? Like, we want to make that money. And if we would have come out with the next color and be like, we're selling these now for $70, that's kind of scummy. I don't like that, right? Is this kind of the same thing of where you basically, because you control the demand at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So this idea that, because it's so weird. On one side of the coin, I'm like, who cares? They're putting it up there. The person that really wants it, they'll get it. But then on the other side of the coin, I'm like, why wouldn't they just like sell it for what it costs them? And if someone wanted to flip it, then that's fine. But why is a manufacturer throwing stuff up on eBay for auction at an auction? That's not for charity.
Yeah. So my first thought is, I have a few thoughts about it. First one is, you're right. Like, there's a big collector's market out there for all kinds of discs, which is fantastic for the sport. I mean, it is awesome for everybody to have their rarities that go for more. If you have your signature disc, there are certain runs that people fall in love with. Those ones obviously go for a higher price. They're highly sought after. People trade and sell them all the time, right? Like that just happens.
This guy just said they're trying to sign Gannon. Sorry, Michael. That's funny. They got to get the money to sign Gannon.
Good. That's good.
That's funny. That's funny.
At the other side, it's a company who's trying to make money. Like that. Yeah. That's not my prerogative. I'm not the business owner. Like you should be allowed to do that. Now the only reason it's weird,
allowed. They're not. It's not illegal.
You get what I mean. Like, everybody's gonna have an opinion.
You're saying they should be allowed to do it without any scrutiny, without the public looking at that.
There's always going to be scrutiny in anything that you do, anything that you say, anything that you put out there. People get mad now that discs are $24, and they used to be $17, and they used to be $15, and they used to be $11. So that's all. There's always going to be scrutiny. Now, $700 and whatever dollars, I'm in the same boat as you. If somebody wants to pay that, then pay it. I don't care. I do also believe that whoever buys this, they get it. It becomes probably more valuable after they buy it. So I don't think they're losing money by if they got that disc. I think they could resell it for more. Right?
Okay.
I don't think it's losing value to the person who's buying it. So the fact of you saying, hey, if they sold it for $20, I also don't think they'd be able to sell it for that much, probably. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that the owner of that disc will be able to flip it if they so wanted to for more money.
Yeah. That's not that's not really my point. My point is
it looks a little
it's the same thing with some of these pros, right? With some of these pros that have these massive contracts that we all know they're making this amount of money. I mean, you also can go and look, okay, they made six figures or whatever in prize purses, and they're like selling stuff on their Instagram. Like it's the look of it is really at the end of the day of, you know, does Discmania want to have, is it a good look for Discmania to have that look of them basically controlling the market because they make the disc and then like throwing stuff on there on eBay? And again, some people in the chat are already saying this. If this was a thing of like, hey, we're putting this on an auction,
charity,
all the money goes to charity. I don't think anyone says anything of it. If anything, I think people think they applaud Discmania for it. Or if they don't mention this at all and they just throw this on their website and it's $20 and it's like the first person to find it gets it, I think again, also a cool move.
It's a bid though, so somebody could potentially get it for $20. It's not their fault that somebody's bidding it up. It's not their fault.
But again,
they're not putting the set price on eBay at buy it now for. What is the buy it now?
No, that would be
worse.
Size, was there buy it now on it? I don't know if you can look up the buy it now after the fact.
But whatever
the question.
Right now. No,
can you go back through the bids, Silas, and see if, because it should show you the bids.
Because if there was a buy it now of $25, who cares? At that point,
sure.
Then the bids don't even mean anything. Like they were selling it for a set price. Buy it now for this.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't and they didn't put a cap on it, now we can move along with the discussion.
Yeah. It was just an interesting thing to see from what you would consider a big disc manufacturer.
I also have
perception. That's all it is.
I've always had an idea of, I don't know why a manufacturer hasn't done this yet, and they may have, and I just didn't know a different manufacturer. I know that the companies that I've played for haven't done it yet. And that's come up with a crazy plastic that they sell for like $100. And that's just the set price. You know, like you look in, it's different because in golf, you have your golf clubs and then you use like, you actually buy like the Pro V1s or whatever. And those are the expensive things that you can lose in the pond. But I mean, golf clubs are expensive, man. And you can get the low set for whatever it is. And you can get, then you can get the high set. I'm just let me finish
the
my
low
thought.
set versus the high set. There's a quality. There's a difference in quality.
Yes.
It's not a difference in quality. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna put like diamonds inside of a disc?
Maybe.
Rubies?
Maybe.
Okay, that I could be on that.
Maybe.
I would be in on that.
No,
I could be in on that.
Like maybe put something in there that's like, hey, this is the diamond set or whatever you're saying. And
I would be in on that.
And it is the highest disc that you can buy. And it's like a cool thing that everybody's like, oh, you got a diamond in your bag? That's sick. You know what I mean?
I would be in on that. I'm not really
necessarily hasn't done that yet.
I'm not, and again, maybe this is a bad. I'm going to say right now, this is a bad take because tons of companies do this, but the idea of like raising the prices on something to make it seem more desirable than it actually is or actually is valued, that kind of sucks. But like every company does that, right? Like these designer shirts that thankfully Kelsey doesn't really go after them all that much, but she has shown me stuff where I'm like, that shirt's $20, and she's like, no, it's $750. And it's like if it's like Lululemon, like I kind of get it because I have Lululemon stuff that I've had for like 10 years.
But you can get other stuff. Same
No,
thing.
I know, but I'm saying like Lululemon, like the quality of it, at least I know when I buy Lululemon, like the quality of it makes it a lot like it lasts longer versus
there's been runs of discs that are just better plastic. They're just better. We have the run right now of like the nukes that everybody loves, right? The blue bombers, we call them on our when we're doing commentary. The blue bomber,
the Z ones,
the Z ones that AB has and the Gooseman has. I think you might have a really stable one as well.
I've got a good one.
And there's nothing like it. And I personally, if I was them, I've had discs like that I would pay crazy amounts of money for. Like, I'm like, okay, I want that for my bag because it's such a good plastic. I would pay $200 for that disc to have one of those nukes in my bag. If they could come out with that product and sell it for a crazy amount, there is a better quality to that disc for some reason, especially at the highest level.
I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? If you could figure out how to make a plastic that is just so much better than the other stuff, the stiffness, or
plastic like doesn't like chip and like
and it would make
more
sense.
Durable.
Yes, and it would make sense because some of this plastic, they just run out of it, and you'll never see that run again because the mix that they had for the one-off or whatever, it just they can't do it again. You know what I mean?
I'm in on that. To me, it's like there has to be some sort of value increase.
That's the value. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in on that. David donates $7.77. Says Balenciaga and Yeezy disc coming soon. Ooh, designer disc coming soon. And let's be clear.
There's a market for it. There is. That's all I'm saying.
Let's be clear, Yuli, too. We're at fault of this, of where you have a buzz, an ESP buzz that you can buy for $17.99. You put the Yuli logo on it, $21.99.
Worth a little
You put
bit more.
the Dark Horse logo on it, $21.99.
$50. No, just kidding.
same exact disc.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there is we're at fault of it too.
I just think
would I like to see everything sell for $17.99? Yeah, I think I would.
Yes.
But I mean, I guess I don't know, man.
I'm just saying
maybe the market does dictate it. I don't know.
I'm just saying a good run of plastic that all the pros love. I'm saying that the pros love.
Yeah.
And then if the public wants a piece of that product, they got to pay a crazy amount of money for it because of how good it really is. And there are discs just like that. It's just an idea that I've had. Anyways.
So I brought up the history on the bidding for the disc.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go.
There.
Yeah, so
somebody could have got it for $1.
Someone could have got it for $1. So there you have it.